In 4 minutes. They arrived at 10:49. They arrived to find the main fire structure heavily involved in fire on the 3rd floor and extending to the Bravo structure, the structure on the left-hand side of that building had become involved in the attic area. Crews made an unbelievable attack. You can look at the building behind me and see it was placed under control in right under an hour. At 11:48, the fire was placed under control. Firefighters immediately entered the structure for search and rescue and removed 2 victims from the building. They have been transported. I will have Dr. Nichols, head of New Orleans EMS, comment on that in a second. But the fire is now under control. Crews are in there doing overhaul and salvage work to ensure that the fire is extinguished. They also removed several dogs from the building, and the fire was contained to those 2 structures. So once again, I just want to commend the firefighters for the incredible job they did getting here very quickly and doing an aggressive attack and an aggressive search and rescue. And I'll let Dr. Nichols talk about the 2 victims that were removed.
Thank you, Chief.
Dr. Nichols, can we get you to zoom in a little bit more?
Yes.
So we can hear you better? A little
7.
bit closer to the mic.
Okay, thank you. So as Chief said, there were 2 victims. Emergency Medical Services, our team, we were here on scene and able to receive those individuals as soon as they came out of the building. They were talking to us, able to be evaluated by us, and they are in fair condition at this time. They are at the hospital, as Chief said, being evaluated primarily for the smoke exposure, and we will be in contact with the clinicians at University Medical Center to find updates on them.
Just to add, the American Red Cross is en route to this scene to assist with displaced individuals. And obviously, there will be continued public safety activity here from Jackson to 2nd Street on both sides of St. Charles for the time being, so we'd ask the public to avoid the area.
The street closures that Colin Arnold, head of Homeland Security, talked about, you can find on Nola Reddy. It's closed from 2nd to Jackson on St. Charles Avenue, but you can cross St. Charles at 2nd and Jackson, but you can't cross at 1st and Phillip currently. Crews will be out here for quite a while for our investigation. And I want to thank all our partners, obviously the State Fire Marshal, EMS, Homeland Security, and NOPD that are out here. Once again, firefighters, really the fire had quite an advance on them when they got here and did a fantastic job of making a good attack and a rescue.
Any idea what started it?
Not at this time. We're still, once again, trying to get the overhaul part done, and then we'll start our investigation.
And it's kind of loud out here. Can you say how long had it been burning before it was brought under control?
Well, we're not really sure how long it had been burning. Oh, before it was brought under control, the call came in at 10:45. Units were here at 10:49. It was under control at 11:48. You had a 4th alarm. It was 82 firefighters and 21 units responded to the scene at this time.
And did it spread at all?
It spread to the structure on the left-hand side of the main fire building. So the main fire building is the 3-story stucco behind me, and the one to the left of that, it got involved, got in the attic there. But firefighters, once again, they addressed that. They got into that building very quickly and kept it to a minimum amount of damage. So.
Are the homes a total loss?
No, I wouldn't think they're either one's a total loss. They both have extensive fire damage and water damage at this time, though.
What about how long this area might be closed? How long firefighters might be out here?
We'll work as hard as we can to try and get the streets open as quick as we can. Firefighters will be on the scene for quite a few hours, making sure that the fire's out, and then obviously our investigative stage.
They just pulled the cat out of the Bravo side. So.
Okay. I just informed in addition to the 2 people, which is obviously the most important, firefighters removed 3 dogs, and they told me they just pulled the cat out that's alive. So. Once again, I appreciate the work, the hard work of the men and women, courageous men and women in the New Orleans Fire Department. Thank all our partners.
So 2 people pulled out on the stretcher. Did another person walk out?
No, there were only 2 people in the building at the time of the fire. We did, what you may have heard, we had reports that there was a 3rd person, but firefighters did a good, complete search of the building, and we have since confirmed from the owner of the building that there wasn't anyone else in the building, that person was elsewhere at the time of the fire. 2 people pulled out, and they've both been transported, and Dr. Nichols commented to their condition.
Yeah, so, I don't want to go into excessive detail. They are at the hospital being managed for some exposure to the smoke at this point. Yeah.
What hospital is it?
University Medical Center.
All right, thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
And so that was the press conference we just heard from officials here. As you heard, we know that this fire started earlier this morning, but they were able to bring it under control at around 11:48. They'd say 2 people were inside the home at the time. Both of those people have been transported to University Medical, where they say they are in fair condition. We also know that 3 dogs were rescued and 1 cat was rescued from this area, and they are actually in the back of an NOFD car here recovering. We've seen some firefighters petting them and trying to calm them down after something like this. For neighbors in this area, this was a very scary sight. We do know that it's a 4-alarm fire now. I believe they said they have about 80 firefighters here on scene, and they have been fighting this. They've blocked off part of St. Charles Avenue. And just to give you some reference, this is in the 2300 block of St. Charles, at around St. Charles Avenue and 1st Street. That's where they're still working this, but as they said, that fire has gotten under control. Reporting live in the Garden District, Megan Key, Eyewitness News.